look like you're having fun.
I am. I'm always having fun. Try to.
Mm, yeah. Hi.
Mm.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey, and welcome back. I'm Court.
I'm Angie B.
Yay. How you doing?
So,
Let's talk.
yeah, let's talk because it's always been a while. So,
Yeah.
I got a little something on my mind.
Yeah, I'm sure
Have
you
you?
do.
Okay,
You can't even get it out and you're laughing already. Oh my gosh.
because I'm just like, oh my God, I could only imagine having something like this. Tourette's of the genitals, genitals, genitals,
Tourette's of the genitals.
Tourette's of the genitals.
Is that a thing? Is that real?
Yeah, it's a real thing. So it's a persistent genital arousal disorder. So a person is actually having multiple orgasms pretty much all the time. They can have
Like
20, 30, up to 50 orgasms at a time,
just out of the blue, just
just
while
out of the
you're
blue.
sitting there
Yes.
cooking dinner, going to work, riding the bus,
I just,
picking your kid
it's a
up from
thing.
daycare. Like, really?
Yes.
So, is this a disruptive thing? Like, I would imagine it could disrupt your life a little bit.
I believe it. I believe it does. Like, so what happens is a person has too much blood flow in that area, which causes that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
That could be a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, I could see
Like
that.
constantly, like,
Could you imagine if your job is to be like a telemarketer or you're always answering the phone and you can't even get through the phone call because you're in the throes of it. I
right?
mean, it's yeah.
Be in court, be
Okay.
a lawyer.
Probably couldn't be a surgeon if you had that issue.
No.
That's so
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. Have you ever met anybody that had claimed to
no,
have this issue?
no, but I
No.
did.
Did you Google this? Did you come across
Yeah,
this on a Facebook page or something or
no, I came across it from a show called Strange Sex on Discovery. I didn't turn it, I don't even think, I know I didn't turn it on intentionally,
Yeah.
but it just was playing.
Sure.
It,
Sure. It's on your history. It's on your saved favorites. We
well, yeah,
know.
now
Yeah,
I started,
now it is.
started getting interested in those episodes. Like, there was so many different things that, like, I didn't even know or was aware that that kind of stuff existed.
So is it like, did they talk about percentage of people that this is
Eh,
afflicting? I guess based on your perspective, it's if it's afflicting or not.
They did say, but I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It was a small amount. It's not like it's common.
Do they treat it? Like, what do they do for it? If
I don't
it's
know. Seems like they
they
would probably
just
take one of
go
them big old long
along.
needles and draw the blood out. Like,
Oh, no, no, no. They'd have to go through your cooch to do that, wouldn't they? That
yeah,
doesn't seem right. Yeah. I mean, when you
I
said
don't know.
they're
Like,
gonna take this big old long something, I thought you were going in a different direction with that to rectify that situation. You know, maybe if you walk around with something like a dildo or something shoved up in there to at least, I don't
or,
know,
I mean, I
something to
guess
grab onto. So I don't know.
you're
Is this
always
men
holding on
and
to something.
women? Is this men and women or just women?
No, it's men and women, I believe. I'll have to look it
Oh,
up more.
I'd feel sorry for the men that have that. I mean, women, you can probably,
I'm pretty
you
sure men
know,
get it too. Like, you
then
think
they would
about it,
be, their pants are always getting dirty then.
and your underwear are always
Yeah.
stiff.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Some of the stuff that interests me though, like that's the littlest things like that
Oh,
interest me.
yeah. That is very interesting. I'm gonna have to do a deep dive,
Yeah,
Google dive
honestly,
on that one.
I'm going to have to too. Maybe I
Did
should
they
have
talk
before I
about
even
what
brought about it.
causes it? Is there a cause? Is it hereditary? Is it
No, it's
from,
just too much blood flow. And you're,
did they break it and it turned on and never turned off? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you were overstimulating
I
yourself,
don't know.
like too much, they used to say you'd go blind, but maybe you don't go blind. Maybe you get Tourette's of the genitals, Tourette's of the, say that 3 times fast.
Threats of the
Tourette's of
generals,
the
threats of the
genitals.
generals. Oh, that's just that's just weird. I don't know.
Man,
I'm trying to,
could
I
you
don't know.
imagine if you had Tourette's, like the original recipe Tourette's, and then you had that too? Like, I wonder if it's got to be a neurological thing.
Now I'm wondering because I'm looking genital Tourette's. Okay. What
The
er,
spontaneous orgasms at any given. Does it come on when it shouldn't come on? Is that the Tourette's part of it? Like having an orgasm during a situation that should be like scary or traumatic and you're orgasming instead of screaming in fear? Like, is it, or you're at a funeral and you're orgasming instead of crying? I don't know.
so sufferers of genital Tourette's can be either male or female and may often complain of redness or irritation of the genital area. This can be caused by a consistent touching of oneself of the urge to rub one out.
So it's overstimulating. Is that what it's saying? Or you're compelled to overstimulate?
This shit's so funny. It says, or it could be just herpes.
Oh, because you're rubbing it because it itches.
Oh, I
And then
don't know.
man,
I
I
don't
don't
even know if
know.
I
I'm
should believe
sorry.
this.
Sorry for
Urban
anybody out there
Dictionary.
who's, oh, Urban Dictionary. That's where you're getting it from.
I just realized it was Urban Dictionary. I don't know.
Please
Maybe.
do not take this YouTube channel as any form of medical advice. Please call or see your doctor. Do not take it from us, okay? Please.
Oh my
That is
God.
my
Yeah, but
disclaimer. Do not see me in court, okay?
it's definitely, I'm going to look this up and research this a little more, but not on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, that's
So now,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
and you've never heard of it, right?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. So
No.
that makes me question that.
Uh-uh.
So I'm going to do further research.
Yeah. Yeah. And comment down below if you have
Right.
experience with
Or
Tourette's of the
have,
genitals, or
or, right.
if you know
Or
of
do you know
anybody
somebody?
that's, yeah. Yeah. Don't mean to minimize it by laughing, we're just,
Yeah.
we're bringing
No.
awareness,
Yes.
and normalizing these things so people
Yes.
can feel
Yes.
comfortable with themselves.
Of course. And it's going to be natural to laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
mean,
laugh or you'll cry. I mean,
there's good and bad to that. Think about it. There's good
exactly.
and bad to that. Like,
Yep.
especially if you're a very sexual person, shit, got it made.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a lot of changing the sheets, a lot of clothes changing. You got to take
Yeah,
extra
so
clothes everywhere you
yeah,
go. Like
there's always a good and bad to everything.
you couldn't enjoy a car ride, a train, especially maybe a train ride or a plane ride. Like, probably have an orgasm on a plane, hit some turbulence. They wouldn't even know
Right? Yes.
unless it was a good one and you stand up.
And your pants are wet. Yes. I sat in a wet spot.
Right. Oh, I spilled my drink. Sorry.
Make sure, yes.
So,
Always
yeah.
carry a water bottle around so you can just blame it on, oh, I spilled. Oops.
Sorry. I'm going to spill it in front of you. Especially because you already know you're wet.
Well, okay.
Oh.
So, uh, since we're talking about that, I want to know. I have not heard of any scientific research done on this, but you know, female female ejaculation, squirting, they also call it. You've heard of that, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So some people will say it's pee, and some people say it's not pee.
I don't know.
And has anybody taken a sample to the lab and tested it? Like, it'd be real simple to do that. Can we do that? Can somebody do that?
I don't know.
Can
I
we
mean,
put the
there's been
mystery to
guys that's
rest?
been down there and they're going to town and they can come jumping back. Damn, she squirted. So they would know.
Right, but they don't
It tastes
say,
like piss.
damn, she pissed in my face. Like, they don't say that.
Golden showers.
Right, that's a thing too. It's not my thing, but it's out there.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing. Not my thing either. No,
I
I
guess, I
have
mean,
received one in the fucking shower.
well, that
I don't know
probably was by
why do
accident.
men find it
I have never
to
had
pee on
anybody,
you?
no, I've never had that. I've never had that.
Really?
So I'm not sure what's going on over there. But
Weirdos, I've been with some then.
are they doing it on purpose? Or
Yeah,
are
they
they
think
just
it's funny.
accidentally?
No, they
Oh
do it on
no, they
purpose.
treat you like a fire hydrant? Oh, that's nasty.
That's
That's
nasty.
nasty. Even though it's in the shower and you're gonna wash it
Yeah,
off
we're in the
still.
shower, of course,
Do
but
not do that to me unless I have been stung by a jellyfish. That is the only time I'm going to allow it. Either that or, yeah. Or if I'm stuck on a cliff out in the desert because I went mountain climbing by myself and have to drink
what
my own piss. You only get
I was
one
gonna say,
shot. You only get one shot. The first one is it. After that, your body will adjust and but that pee is sterile as long as you
I
don't have a
thought
bladder infection.
I've thought of that before.
You could do
Like,
it in an extreme
would I
emergency.
would I be able to like bring myself to do it if I was in that survival mode?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You ever seen 127 Hours with
No,
James
but
Franco? It's based on a true story about the hiker that got stuck in a uh crevice or something. He went hiking by himself, didn't tell people that, he made those very major mistakes. There's a movie about it, but he got stuck, had his arm stuck, had to cut his own arm off to get out and drink his
ooh,
pee and all this. It was
I
rough,
don't.
man. He made it out though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how determined you are for survival. That
Yeah.
urge to live, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I could actually do it, but who's to say? 'Cause I've never been in that
Yeah.
situation, and hope and pray
Mm.
to God
Pray to
that I
God
never
we're not
do.
ever find out. Yes, I know.
Right.
But just know I will be eating you first. Just know.
Well, I mean, I do have a whole lot of meat. You like breast meat?
I'm no, you're gonna
Like,
starve with me. You can use my bones to pick your
no,
teeth. That's
that'd
about
be
it.
only,
So,
yes, that'd be the only thing you'd be good for me. Like, let me get that.
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'd feed you. I'd feed you
Mm-hmm.
well. So, I mean, and I'd probably go before you anyway, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd bust you in the kneecap. Let me get you first.
Well, no, I'm surviving. I'm gonna eat some leaves. I don't care. I'll eat trees bark.
Yeah.
Something.
Would you eat bugs? Would you do like a fear factor thing? Would you
Uh,
put a live bug in your mouth?
I
No.
don't
Would you
know.
swallow a goldfish?
No.
Would you eat a worm? Grasshopper. Chocolate covered grasshopper. It's dead. It's dipped in chocolate.
I
It's
don't
dead
know
and dried and
if I was tricked, maybe.
yeah.
Like if I
Yeah.
didn't know.
I've eaten mealworms before, dried up mealworms. They're flavored like ranch flavor, barbecue flavor. They're not that bad actually.
Yeah,
They're
I
not that
wouldn't
bad. As long as
survive.
they're like the crunchy ones. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know if
know.
I could survive out there then. I'd just be starving watching you eat. Probably,
I think you would if you were I think you could do it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you
That's
remember
a,
when we used to play that game where if you blindfold, you're blindfolded and then somebody gives you something to eat or drink, they tell you, so like, for instance, you're blindfolded. I give you a glass of fluid and I tell you before you take a drink, I said, this is orange juice. It's actually milk, but I'm telling you it's orange juice. You can't see it. You don't know. And so when you taste it, you will taste orange juice.
Mm,
Do you remember us playing that at Grandma and Grandpa's house? I remember me, you, and Alyssa had done that, and we were
a little bit,
testing it out
but
to see if it
we didn't
was
do
for
orange
real or
juice
not.
and milk.
I don't remember what we did, but you have to have the texture the same, otherwise it's a dead giveaway. But you can trick your brain into thinking it
Really?
tastes something like it's not even
We're gonna
that.
have to try that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have
But
to
do it
try
with someone
that.
you trust so nobody puts something absolutely disgusting in your mouth.
You sure you want to trust anybody you even
Uh,
trust?
I'll do it. I will handle it. I will have, could you please stick anything in my mouth?
You
Well,
can't you can't do it to yourself though.
no, you can't do it to yourself. You can't know what it is. You have to go by purely by the suggestion of what the person's telling you.
Okay.
You're
So
blindfolded. You can't smell it. Don't smell it. Don't see it. You can only go by taste. The texture needs to be the same, but
how do you not smell before it gets to your nose? Because everything goes before my
you have to
mouth.
plug
I
your
smell it.
nose. You'll have to plug your nose, but your nose and your mouth are connected. Anyway, it's a thing. It does work.
We're
I
gonna try
remember us
it.
doing it. Hmm.
We're gonna
Power of
try it.
suggestion. Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't doubt that we did it. I really don't have
It's got to work better now because people believe anything anymore. They see it on the internet and they think it's real. So,
right like me just a little while ago.
like Tourette's of the genitals.
I'm really wondering, is that a fucking thing now? Now,
I I
do you
think it is a thing, but I don't know if that's the actual medical term for it. I don't know.
persistent genital arousal disorder?
Well, that sounds more official than the Tourette thing.
Yeah, well, I was
Yeah,
just kind of
that's a
breaking
mouthful.
it down. The
Yeah.
persistent genital arousal disorder was a mouthful.
PGAD.
D.
PGAD. I got PGAD.
PGAD.
I got PGAD.
Hey, babe. I got PGAD, by the way.
Ooh.
Can you handle that? It's a lot of masturbating, or you're going to
Wait,
be wearing
does it
out.
compel you? Does it just happen without even touching yourself, or it's an overwhelming urge that you're compelled to do it compulsively all the time,
I think
as
they've
far
got
as
to
like
be, I want to
masturbate,
say
or it's
those
just
people,
happening?
I think
Like
those
you're just
people,
walking down the street and it's just happening. You're not touching anything. Or is it you're compelled to touch it? Like you can't help yourself.
I think they have to
They
masturbate.
have to like make themselves finish. They have
Yes.
to. Their whole
Yes.
world stops until they do this. Like
Okay.
that's
So
definitely
PGAD or restless genital syndrome results
I'm thinking
is
restless leg syndrome. I have that.
is a persistent or uncontrollable genital arousal with or without orgasm or genital engagement unrelated to feeling or sexual desire.
Okay, so it just happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
just happens.
Unrelated to any sexual desire. So like I
Yeah,
said, you could just be going about your daily chores. You could be sitting at a sad
going.
movie
Yeah,
or whatever, and it just happens.
just happens.
Okay.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, yeah, because that would be disruptive. I could imagine that being
It
very
is. It's.
disruptive.
I've seen somebody talking about it, how it is very disruptive to their life. So, I mean, how do you even live with that? Or, like you said, what kind of treatment is for that stuff?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
sexnomia. I don't even know if I said it right. Sexnomia?
Sex Nadia? That's your
Sexnomia.
OnlyFans name? Sex Nadia. How do you spell it?
Sexamya. Sexnomia.
Okay, what is that?
So it's like insomnia. So it's like sleepwalking, but you're having sex in your sleep.
Just with somebody, or just is it like always wet dreams? Is that kind of a thing?
With
A
most,
persistent wet dreams?
well, I'm pretty sure it's both. Because they did say they can't, they have to watch them when they're sleeping by people. So,
Uh,
like, so things could happen.
Yeah, yeah. I could
Well, that-
see that being
Right.
like I want
So
to
maybe
see the actual official medical diagnosis from your doctor because you're not going to be pulling that. Oh, it was my sexsomnia that I had no control over myself. Sorry about that.
have you
Yeah,
ever
no.
heard of it?
I've heard of people claiming they have it. I've never heard of the term, an actual medical term. But I've heard of people claiming that they have a sleepwalking disorder where they just get
All
up and
sorts.
go have sex. But I feel like it was more of an excuse for inappropriate behavior
I feel like
and
that would be
how to not take responsibility for your actions by just saying, "Oh, it's my sexomnia," or whatever you call it, you know.
right.
I can't, yeah.
That's
That's would
yeah.
be like, I need to have that officially diagnosed before I buy
So
that bullshit.
I wonder how a person actually goes about and gets properly
They would have to
medically
go,
diagnosed. What, like a sleep
yes,
study test and watch them?
yes, a sleep study. Yes. They would have to be in a sleep study test where they're hooked up and they have cameras and they're there all night, whatever, and that prove it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. I wonder if
Otherwise,
they do.
mm-mm. Otherwise, I ain't sleeping in the same house as
Right.
you, dude.
And I'm
No,
not
ain't
having it
happening. Hmm.
ever.
I'll tie
So
your ass down when it's bedtime so you can't get up.
sleepwalkers can
Believe me,
be
I worked in
funny.
nursing back when restraints were legal, man. I still know how to tie somebody down.
Yeah, if you have sextomia and you're sleeping at my house, I'm restraining you. So I'm going to make you sign a waiver
Yeah.
or you're not sleeping at my house. But yeah, I'm not having that. No way.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
That's just so
Hmm.
crazy. God, that's so crazy to think that
Yeah.
people would actually do that. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
Court. But there's
Strange
weirdos out
things.
there.
There's weirdos everywhere.
Strange things are happening
People are
to me.
strange. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want either one of those. I wouldn't
Mm-mm,
want either one of those. PGAD or sexomia? No. No, not
mm-mm, mm-mm. Would
I'm
you
glad I
ever
don't.
would you ever, we're always going back to, would you rather? Would you ever wear or have you worn like those electric panties or where you have like a little vibrator and then somebody has a remote control or they're like panties with a little built-in vibrator and then you give the remote control to somebody and they control it and you
No.
don't so you don't know you can be just sitting there and they push the little button. Zzz.
No, I
No.
no, I haven't. Nope. Have
I
you?
haven't either. No, no, I
Okay.
haven't. Uh-uh. But
I
I've
do know
seen
they
them.
have. Yeah, I've heard of them. I haven't actually physically seen them, but I've heard of them.
Yeah. So let us
Like
know if you've ever tried these things. Let
you
us
can have
know.
a
How did it work? Did you get electrocuted? Did the battery acid spill out? Like, or was
you
it
just like
enjoyable? Did you go
do
to
you wear
work
them
and
all
not
day?
like
Just be sitting
how
there.
long is the like how far away from the remote will it work? Like, do you have to be in the same room or can you
No,
be far away?
you can be far away. I did see a thing where you can actually have long distance relationships, and I seen it on something. I was one of my shows I freaking watch, but this couple
Mm.
was, you know, different countries, and to stimulate things, she had the one and he had the remote, so like he could like
So
just
it
push it.
worked from around the world.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I guess you ever see those little bracelets that you get one and the other person gets one, and when you tap it, it flashes for the other person so they know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
That's like that.
Yeah, but it's
You
vibrator.
tap it and they're thinking
Yeah, like
about me. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess and that works probably for a lot of people that maybe have long distance relationships or your husband, on the road all the time or something. Just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they'll take care of you.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, my baby's thinking
Uh-huh.
of me. Imagine just being somewhere in the middle of work or
Would you,
you're
so
out
if
somewhere and it
if
happens.
you got that for a gift, would you partake? Would you participate with it?
But by the person that gave me the gift,
Yeah, if that was given to you as a romantic gift, let's
by
say
my
for,
spouse.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I thought you were like, if somebody was just to give you this as a gift, would you
can you
partake?
imagine, can you imagine getting that at a white elephant Christmas party?
Oh, that would be great. Oh God,
Oh,
that would be
that's an
great.
idea. Ooh, you got to be careful which party you go to for that one. That could either be
Yeah,
absolutely hilarious or it could be
right.
like dropping a nuke on the whole thing. So,
That would
which could
definitely
be
be
fun
something.
too. I don't know. Depends.
You could bring something like that to a Angie B party. That's for sure.
Yes. Probably not a work function. Well, it depends on where you work. I guess if you work at, you know, one of those naughty and nice velvet touch
Oh yeah.
places, that would be
That would
fine. But
work too.
mhm.
God, could you
It's
imagine?
probably something I think I would have brought that. Although my work parties were a little different because it was all healthcare workers, and healthcare workers are very sick in the head and can take raunchy raunchy comedy. So that would have been great for one of my
I
work
get
parties. Yes.
uh my first time in a sex store, I was probably in my 30s.
What?
I'd never been in one. I was actually so embarrassed because I was like, oh my God, I'm so naive.
Oh,
I
I
felt
can't
like
believe it
I
took you that
definitely,
long to go into
no,
one of those.
I
Oh
don't
my
go into them
word.
often. So when I do go into them, I get really excited and like, oh wow, oh shit.
Yes.
Like I'm like a little kid in in a toy store,
Yeah. Well, there are
seeing
toys there,
stuff,
so
right? But seeing something for the first time ever.
for the first time. Yes. A whole new world.
That song plays in my head when I'm in there. A thousand things to arouse me.
It is, they are cool. There's something for everybody in there, and they're
Yeah.
so cool. I know you feel embarrassed if you ask questions or the people working there looking at what you're buying,
Yep.
but they've seen it all, man. They
They
don't,
have. I
there's
have
no
learned to
judgment
block that
there.
out.
There's
I
no
just don't
judgment
go into
there.
them often, but when I do, I'll tell you what.
Hmm.
If you ever go to one with me, you're gonna see. Like, don't touch that. Do that.
No.
Do you see
Some of them
this?
have some of them have free samples.
Yeah, and even has stuff you can strap to your chin. I went with my niece one time, and I was like, "So you like when you're down there?"
Wow, that gives new meaning to a double chin. That is, dang. I've never
Oh,
heard of a strap-on
oh.
dildo beard. I've never heard of it.
That's the first time
That's
I ever
all.
seen one. It was pretty interesting.
Huh.
Definitely was pretty interesting.
Yes, yes. See, the more you know. Uh, oh
That was
my
so
gosh.
funny.
Well, we'll have to
So
do that.
yeah,
We'll have to go shopping together.
yeah.
Um, we can't,
Just
it'd be
I,
funny to film it, but we can't. You can't take your camera in there, but
so I know that I haven't been to one in a few years. So I know there's probably some very new interesting stuff. But I did
mhm.
get excited and I was at Daily Deals because they have a 18 and plus section. It's just a little
Oh, they
one.
do. You went in there?
Oh yeah. Well, I
They
just
got
peeked
good
in
deals?
around. Yeah. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If unless it has a mark on it, it's
Mm-hmm.
pre-priced, so it's the same day. It's priced to whatever day it is. So if it's Friday, $8. But yes, they
So
had
you can get $8 dildos. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, you can get an $8 silicone booty.
So what?
Uh, it was a booty that you like put on and
Oh,
like uh, you do stuff with it. Apparently, it had a
like is
holes and
like you got
everything.
a BBL, you put it in your pants like you got a butt lift, or
No,
you,
it's for somebody to have sex with.
oh, a booty.
And yeah, and I was slapping it.
So
It was jiggling. It
just
was
the
a, it
cheeks?
was
Just
just
the
the
cheeks?
cheeks and a butthole and a coo hole.
Oh. I
They had
see.
male and female. So yeah,
Huh.
I was sitting there, I was slapping them, and I was with my sister-in-law. I think she was
I mean, you
embarrassed
have
by
to.
my reaction. I'm playing with them, but they were shaking like a real booty.
Wow.
I
Buy
said,
one just
check
so I
it
can
out.
slap it, just for the satisfaction of slapping it.
Yeah,
Because
just
they're,
check it out.
you ever go into like the meat, the deli section, and they've got the big roast, and you
Yep.
just gotta slap it. I don't know
Just gotta
why.
slap it. I always slap it. I always slap my meat. Let's see if that
Or a
shit
big old
bounces
bag of
back.
flour, you just give it a good smack. I
Right.
don't.
Gotta slap it. Because it would look weird if I'm bouncing a quarter off of it. Can't do that.
So were there multiple sizes of these booties? Were there skinny, petite booties and
No, it was
big old
just,
juicy booties, or they were all basic average sizes?
yeah, it was just a little basic booty.
Did they come in different colors,
I'm pretty sure they
or were
do
they
come in.
just all,
Well, what was
hmm,
there? You just get whatever because this place is from, it's a bin store.
yeah.
So it's whatever they get. They put in the bins, but they do separate these adult stuff because there is kids that go to the stores. They don't want kids
Well,
seeing
yeah.
that stuff. But yeah,
And so you got how many?
I didn't buy any. We,
Hmm. It
but I
sounds
am
like
all
something you would do.
right. But I am all for it. You want to do something weird or perverted or just off the wall. I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna jump on board if you're saying something. Hey, what do you think? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're
I'm
always
definitely
a little
yeah. Nothing
freaky.
wrong with that.
There is nothing
Nothing.
wrong with that. Mm-mm.
Nothing. It's all innocent. All innocent fun.
Mm-hmm. You're not hurting anybody.
No. And if I am, I'm sorry. I apologize
Mhm.
because I'm not that type to purposely hurt someone.
Right. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. No, you're not.
But
You're a sweetheart. Hmm.
you're even more
What
of
does
a
your shirt say,
sweetheart.
though? What does your shirt say?
Oh, so my shirt says, if you're shocked by what I shit,
If you're
I
shocked
forgot.
by what I said, you haven't
Paid
paid attention
attention
to
to
who I
who I
am.
am. I
Yep.
was having a hard time reading upside down. Know what's going on. Yeah. But yes.
Do you
I
like
had
to sometimes say shocking things just to see people's reactions? Or do you
yeah.
just say whatever comes to your head and just flies out of your mouth and you're not even thinking about what
Both.
people are gonna,
Both.
yeah.
It just happens. A lot of times it just happens, or I premeditate what I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
Just never know.
Have some in your back pocket and like, okay, if
Right.
somebody ever says this, I'm gonna say
Yep.
this, and
I'm
that's
whipping
gonna
out my
be,
wild card,
hmm
especially when there's
hmm
tension in the air. Just hate that.
yes,
Just break the
yeah,
tension somehow, break the ice, make somebody happy, might make them
hmm
laugh, might make them blush. I don't know. I have fun.
as
They
the
enjoy it.
as the quiet one, I've always been the quiet one,
Mm-hmm.
and the being that type of person, it's nice to drop one now and then, and people are like, "Where did that come from?" Like, what? Yes, it's
Yeah.
always the quiet ones you have to be careful
Yes.
of.
And y'all, don't be
Hmm.
afraid to ask us anything. Ask us
Yeah,
anything. Just put
yeah.
it in the comments below. Ask us
That's all you gotta
anything.
do is ask. That's all you gotta do.
Yes.
I'm not one to just blurt out things and offer information, but if you ask me, we can talk.
Yes.
All right.
We
That
can
speaking
talk.
of talking, that was a good talk.
Yes, it was. And it was interesting. We're going to do some more research on that, though. Definitely.
Yes. And then
But
please
yeah.
let us know.
Yeah.
Please let
Let
us
us
know if
know.
you've had experience with that. If you, comment below,
Yeah.
like and subscribe and all that good
Yes.
stuff.
And we'll see you next
So
time.
see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I gotta pee, man. I've been holding it for 10 minutes. And if I do pee my pants, that would actually be some good content. So speaking, and we were talking about pee or squirt, so that would have been